What's up, chat? Welcome back to another one-year Bible read on the channel. Had it right. Dang, it's tough. But we're back to another one-year Bible read on the channel. Today is day 228 in a row. And today we're going to be reading from August the 16th. And why are we on August the 16th, chat? We're on August the 16th because we're 2 days early in our one-year Bible read. Tonight's read is going to come from Nehemiah 11, 1 through 12, going through verse 26. And then 1 Corinthians 10, 14 through 33. And then Psalms 34, 11 through 12, 11 through 22. And then Proverbs 21, 14 through 16. This is the Limitless Core channel. This is the one-year Bible read. And this is day 228 in a row. If you're new here, chat, this is something we're going to be doing for 365 days. What's up with you, Strong? Welcome to the chat. Something we're going to be doing for 365 days, and we're on day 228. So if you want to stay tuned, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and like the stream. Without further ado, it's time to get into the read of the one-year Bible today, coming from Nehemiah 11, 1 through 12, going through verse 26. The leaders of the people were living in Jerusalem, the holy city. A tenth of the people from the other towns of Judah and Benjamin were chosen by sacred lots to live there, while the rest stayed where they were. And the people commended everyone who volunteered to resettle in Jerusalem. Here's a list of the names of the provincial officials who came to live in Jerusalem. Most of the people, priests, Levites, temple servants, and descendants of Solomon's servants continued to live in their own homes in the various towns of Judah. But some of the people from Judah and Benjamin resettled in Jerusalem. From the tribe of Judah, Abaliah, son of Uzziah, son of Zechariah, son of Amariah, son of Shephatiah, son of Mahalalel, and son of the family of Perez. Also, Maaseiah, son of Baruch, son of Kol-Hozin, son of Hazaziah, son of Adaiah, son of Jorib, son of Zechariah, of the family of Shelah. There were 468 descendants of Perez who lived in Jerusalem, all outstanding men. From the child of Benjamin, Salu, son of Meshullam, son of Joed, son of Adaiah, son of Kolaliah, son of Maaseiah, son of Ithiel, son of Jeshaiah. After him was Gabai and Salai, and a total of 928 relatives. The chief officer was Joel, son of Zikri, who was assisted by Judah, son of Hasanua, second in command over the city. Hold up, chat. It's a little loud in my ears. It's distracting me a little bit. Okay. From the priest, Jediah, son of Jarib, Jakin, and Sariah, son of Hilkiah, son of Meshullam, son of Zadok, son of Meroth, son of Ahitub, the supervisor of the temple of God. Also, 822 of their associates who worked in the temple. Also, Adaiah, son of Jeroham, son of Peliah, son of Amzi, son of Zechariah, son of Pashur, son of Makijah, along with 242 of his associates, who were heads of their families. Also, Amashai, son of Azarel, son of Ahazai, son of Meshilemeth, and son of Immer, and 128 of his outstanding associates. The chief officer was Zabdiel, son of Haggedolim. From the Levites, Shemaiah, son of Hashub, son of Azrikam, son of Hashabiah, and son of Buni. Also, Shabbatai and Jozabad, who were in charge of the work outside the temple of God. Also, Mattaniah, son of Micah, son of Zabdi, a descendant of Asaph, who led a thanksgiving and prayer. Also, Bakbukiah, who was Mattaniah's assistant, and Abda, son of Shammua, son of Galal, son of Jeduthun. In all, there were 284 Levites in the whole city. From the gatekeepers, Akub, Talmon, and 172 of their associates, who guarded the gates. Sorry about that, chat. I know I destroyed those names. The names get me every time, man. The other priests, Levites, and the rest of the Israelites lived wherever their family inheritance was located in any of the towns of Judah. The temple servants, however, whose leaders were Zihai and Gishva, all lived on the hill of Ophel. The chief officer of the Levites in Jerusalem was Uzi, son of Bani, son of Ashibiah, son of Mattaniah, son of Micah, a descendant of Asaph, whose family served as singers at God's temple. Their daily responsibilities were carried out according to the terms of a royal command. Pethahiah, son of Mashabalel, a descendant of Zerah, son of Judah, was a royal advisor in all matters of public administration. As for the surrounding villages with their open fields, some of the people of Judah lived in Kiriath Arba with the settlements, Dibon with its settlements, and Jezebel with its villages. They also lived in Jeshua, Molodah, Beth-Pelet, Hash-Shual, Beersheba, and with its settlements, Ziklag, Mekonai, and its settlements. Ziklag and Mekonai with its settlements, and he also lived in Ramon, Zorah, Jarmuth, Zonoah, Adulam with their surrounding villages. They also lived in Lachish with its nearby fields, and Azekah with the surrounding villages. So the people of Judah were living all the way from Beersheba in the south to the valley of Humnon. Some of the people of Benjamin lived at Geba, Michmash, Ijah, and Bethel with the settlements. They also lived in Anathoth, Nob, Ananiah, Hazor, Ramah, Gitayam, Hadid, Zeboim, Nebalat, Lod, Onu, and the valley of Craftsmen. Some of the Levites who lived in Judah were sent to live with the tribe of Benjamin. Here's a list of the priests and Levites who returned with Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua the high priest. Sariah, Jeremiah, Ezra, Amariah, Maluk, Hattush, Shechaniah, Harim, Merimoth, Edo, Ginnethon, Abijah, Minamin, Moadah, Bilgah, Shemaiah, Joarib, Jediah, Salu, Amuk, Hilkiah, and Jediah. These were the leaders of the priests and their associates in the days of Jeshua. The Levites who returned with them were Jeshua, Benu, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Judah, and Mattaniah. Who were his associates? Who with his associates was in charge of the songs of thanksgiving? Their associates, Babukiah and Uni, stood opposite of them during the service. Joshua the high priest was the father of Joachim, and Joachim was the father of Eliashib, and Eliashib was the father of Joodiah, and Joodiah was the father of Jonathan, and Jonathan was the father of Jaddua. Now when Joachim was the high priest, the family leaders of the priests were as follows. Moriah was a leader of the family of Sariah. Ananiah was a leader of the family of Jeremiah. Meshullam was a leader of the family of Ezra. And Johanan was a leader of Amariah. Jonathan was a leader of the family of Maluk. And Joseph was a leader of the family of Shechaniah. Adnah was a leader of the family of Harim. And Hilkiah was a leader of the family of Merimoth. Zechariah was the family leader of Edo. And Meshullam was a leader of the family of Ginnethon. Zikri was a leader of the family of Abijah. And there was also a leader of the family of Miniamin. Piltai was a leader of the family of Madoah, and Shammua was a leader of the family of Bilgah. Jonathan was a leader of the family of Shemaiah, and Mattaniah was a leader of the family of Joarib. Uzi was a leader of the family of Jediah, and Kalai was a leader of the family of Salu. Eber was a leader of the family of Amuk, and Hashabiah was a leader of the family of Hilkiah. Nathaniel was a leader of the family of Jediah, and Nathan was a leader of the family of Jediah. A record of Levite families was kept during the years of Eliashib, Joodiah, Johanan, and Jaddu served as high priest. Another record of Sorry about that. How you doing, Robert? He took my headphone out. Maybe it's a good thing. I feel like the music's kind of throwing me off a bit. All right. And Jaddu served as high priest. Another record of the priest was kept during the reign of Darius the Persian. A record of the heads of the Levite family was kept in the book of the history down to the days of Johanan, the grandson of Eliashib. These were the family leaders of the Levites: Hashabiah, Sherebiah, Joshua, Benu, Kadmiel, and other associates who stood up opposite them during the ceremonies of praise and thanksgiving. One section responding to the other as commanded by David, the man of God. This included Mattaniah, Babukiah, and Obadiah. Meshullam, Tamun, and Akub were the gatekeepers in charge of the storerooms at the gates. These all served in the days of Joachim, son of Joshua, son of Josadak, and in the days of Nehemiah the governor, and of Ezra the priest and scribe. And now 1 Corinthians 10:14-33. Hey, in chat, I'm not gonna lie, I love all the verses, right? But the verses, and this is just a little brief sidebar, the verses, I'm not gonna lie, with all the names and all the lineages and stuff, they are not my favorite to read. I'm not gonna lie. They're super hard to read. But I do my best. They're definitely not my favorite. Not gonna lie. But let's get into 1 Corinthians 10:14. Sorry for a brief sidebar. 1 Corinthians 10:14-33. So, my dear friends, flee from the worship of idols. You are reasonable people. Decide for yourselves if what I am saying is true. If we bless the cup at the Lord's table, aren't we sharing in the blood of Christ? And we break the bread, aren't we sharing in the body of Christ? And though we are many, we all eat from one loaf of bread, showing that we are one body. Think about the people of Israel. Weren't they united by eating the sacrifices at the altar? What am I trying to say? Am I saying that food offered to idols has some significance, or that the idols are real gods? No, not at all. I am saying that these sacrifices are offered to demons, not to God. And I don't want you to participate with demons. You cannot drink from the cup of the Lord and from the cup of demons too. You cannot eat at the Lord's table and at the table of demons too. What? Do we dare to rouse the Lord's jealousy? Do you think we are stronger than he is? You say, I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you. You say, I'm allowed to do anything, but not everything is beneficial. Don't be concerned for your own good, but for the good of others. So you may eat any meat that is sold in the marketplace without raising questions of conscience. For the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. If someone who isn't a believer asks you home for dinner, accept the invitation if you want to. Eat whatever it is offered to you without raising questions of conscience. But suppose someone tells you, this meat was offered to an idol. Don't eat it. Out of consideration for the conscience of the one who told you, it might be a matter of conscience for you, but it is for the other person. For why should my freedom be limited by what someone else thinks? If I could thank God for the food and enjoy it, why should I be condemned for eating it? So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. Don't give offense to the Jews or Gentiles or the church of God. I too try to please everyone in everything I do. I don't just do what is best for me, I do what is best for others so that many may be saved. And now Psalms, what's up, Two Reals Eye? Now Psalms 34:11-22. Come, my children, and listen to me, and I will teach you to fear the Lord. Does anyone want to live a life that is long and prosperous? Then keep your tongue from speaking evil and your lips from telling lies. Turn away from evil and do good, and search for peace and work to maintain it. The eyes of the Lord watch over those who do right. His ears are open to the cries for help, but the Lord turns his face against those who do evil. He will erase their memory from the earth, and the Lord hears his people when they call to him for help. He rescues them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to those who are brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. The righteous person faces many troubles, but the Lord comes to the rescue each time. For the Lord protects the bones of the righteous, not one of them is broken. Calamity will surely destroy the wicked, and those who hate the righteous will be punished. But the Lord will redeem those who serve him. No one who takes refuge in him will be condemned. And now in Proverbs 21:14-16. A secret gift calms anger. A bribe under the table pacifies fury. Justice is a joy to the godly, but it terrifies evildoers. The person who strays from common sense will end up in the company of the dead. And now, freedom to glorify God. Freedom to glorify God. Okay? Freedom to glorify God. Those who are free in Christ are indeed free. Unlike the Israelites, who follow specific food rules to remain ceremonially clean, we are free to eat and drink without having to worry about becoming unclean. But rather than doing whatever we want, our freedom demands that we carefully consider what we choose. Is it beneficial? Is it good for others or self-centered? Those are important considerations. But the big one is, does this glorify God? It takes honest courage to question whether the way we live selfishly glorifies ourselves or gives honor to God. I mean, it's facts, honestly. But now, chat, we're going to turn off the camera really quickly, turn off the microphone, ask for clarity, wisdom, discernment on today's word, and then I'll be right back. That was a prayer right there. I did not realize I unmuted my mic that fast. That was a prayer right there, though, baby. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good one. That was a good prayer right there. I ain't gonna hold you. What you know? One thing I'm not gonna do? Hold you. That was a good prayer right there. Oh man. Okay, chat. So today, chat, we read from Nehemiah 11, 1 through 12. Or this verse right here tore me up. I was struggling reading this verse right here, chat. I'm not gonna lie. Um, and then we followed it up with 1 Corinthians 10, 14 through 33. Then Psalms 34, 11 through 22. And then Proverbs 21, 14 through 16. Let's start with the one that was beating me up. Nehemiah 11, 1 through 12, go through verse 26. Here we really talked about, we see the generations. We get a good picture of how one person choosing to follow way back so far along did all of this for his generations, for generations, right? And chat, that in my prayers recently, I just been pushed to always say generational or something about generations, right? And we get to see right here that God truly will bless you for generations, over generations and generations. And you see, what's up with you, Weston? How you doing, man? Through generations and generations. Just one person deciding to do it a long time ago just brought so much prosperity to like their family for such a long period of time, right? And I guess this is for me to share with y'all today. When you doing your prayers, right? Just throw in the generations in there, right? You asking God for all the clarity, wisdom, the discernment. Throw in your generations in there. Go ahead and throw those prayers in for your next to come. Because we're not just looking out for ourselves, right? And we also talked about that here in today's verse as well. But we're not just looking out for ourselves. It's actually Skittles. I lost my last YouTube account. Come on, Skit, that's crazy. You lost your last one? I think I'm a mod you then, bro. If this is Skittles, I'm a mod you, bro. But if you're not, you're a mod, bro. But let's hop into 1 Corinthians 10, 14 to 33. And this will cause you to ask yourself, when you're doing things, when you're consuming stuff, right? Who are you serving, right? Who are your prayers going out to when you're doing certain things? It's pretty much what this verse is having you ask yourself, right? God said you can live your life however you want to, but that doesn't mean to just do anything. Yeah, I thought I had to repeat the process again. Nah, you good, bro. You good, bro. God said you can do anything, absolutely anything you want to. I gave you the power and the ability to do absolutely anything that you want to do, but not all things are good for you, right? And at that point, when you're blessed with something you're truly not worthy of, you're blessed with the ability to do something that you're truly not worthy of being able to do. I'm not sure why we would be given all that power, but at that point, once you become to that realization about what truly, right? Truly about what you have been blessed with, right? You have to start making some decisions, right? Because everything's just not good for you, right? Just because you can doesn't mean you should, And that's really what this verse is really talking about. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. In not all cases, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something, right? I can do a lot of things. If I wanted to, I have the ability. I can go to the store. This is not promoting violence against people in mass versus. But if I wanted to, right, I can go grab a yapper and yop up a bunch of people for no reason. It's just the truth. But you said, God said you could do anything. That was a thing that you could do. You actually could do that, and it's pretty easy. In some states, it's easier to get that stuff than it is in other places, right? But that does not mean you should do those things. This is just the basic premise of what this verse is talking about. Eventually, you'll comprehend the what God says in the Bible when He says you can do all things, right? Eventually, you'll comprehend just to what extent that really means, right? You'll comprehend that, right? But just because you have been given such immense power, right, doesn't mean you need to just do anything you want to with that power all the time, right? And that's just something good for you to do, but also is good for other people, right? So you don't abuse your power. We see a bunch of people all over the world who get an immense amount of power and they abuse it. They're all over the news right now. In this very age of time, we're seeing a lot of people who abuse their power, right? Where it's coming, it's like right in front of our face all the time. A bunch of people that were abusing their power, right? You're called to question whether or not, when you get the power that you already have, when you realize the power that you already have, what are you going to do with that power? What are you going to do with that, right? So, John 11:35, Jesus wept. I had to read the whole verse, to be honest. I would have to read that whole verse. I had to go find the verse and read the whole verse. But if you don't understand the verse, bro, what we always say, ask for clarity, wisdom, and discernment. Talk to God real quick. Pray, close your eyes. God, clarity, wisdom, discernment. I ask for it for whatever it is you're asking for it for, and just sit still, be quiet for a minute. Don't say nothing, don't think nothing, and let the truth come to you. But now let's talk about Proverbs 21:14-16. A secret gift calms anger. A bribe under the table pacifies fury. Justice is a joy to the godly, but it terrifies evildoers. The person who strays from common sense will end up in the company of the dead. Okay. Bet. So now, so let's start with verse 14. A secret gift calms anger, and a bribe under the table pacifies fury. Okay, so a secret gift calms anger. So pretty simple verse. A gift given in in most ways, kind of like will ease the tension into place, right? A secret gift given in the privacy means you're not looking for others' attention. It really will. It just seems like it's appreciated a little more that you just wanted to give that to me without making it a scene, right? That's pretty much a simple way to think about that verse. But let's hop into the next line. A bribe under the table pacifies fury, right? Now we don't want to pacify fury, but a bribe is the what word could we use here? We'll just say the antonym of the gift in the first sentence, right? So the first one was a secret gift. The next one was a bribe. So one calms anger and one pacifies anger, right? Pacifying is just what's up, Niche? Pacifying is a temporary settlement, right? Calming is something that lasts, right? Now, when you give a gift and you're not looking for a bunch of other people's backing in, but you just gave it in secret, right? You gave somebody just gave them a gift. They're much more likely to calm them down. But bribing them, and they'll be cool for the moment, but eventually they'll be like, this person bribed me. This person bribed me. I don't know if I can trust this person. So it only pacified. It was temporary. So what are you? It's another thing about choice, to be honest. So which choice would you make? Do you want a long-standing, you know, agreement, or do you want a temporary satisfaction? You know, do you want something long-standing, or do you want temporary satisfaction? It's really just all the same. Um, something lasts a while. Something lasts a very short time. Um, what do you want to choose? Justice is a joy to the godly, but it terrifies evildoers. Now we have another choice here. Another choice. Today's verses are talking about choices a lot, right? Um, justice is good. When you choose to do the right thing, you feel good about it, right? Um, but when, but a person who doesn't like when people do the right thing, they see somebody do the right thing, they're like, I'm gonna hate them some way. I'm about to hate. So what choice are you gonna do? Are you gonna be the person who does the right thing, or you be the hating person in the background who doesn't want nobody to do the right thing? Another choice. All right, let's hop into the next verse, verse 16. The person who strays from common sense will end up in the company of the dead. So now we don't have a choice here. We're getting told about what happens when we choose the other two options in today's choices. So we had two good choices and we had two not so good choices. And we get the end point for the not so good choices here in this last verse, verse 16. And it goes just like this one more time. The person who strays from common sense will end up in the company of the dead. It's common sense to do something right. It's common sense to be good to people. It's common sense to not try to bribe folks. It takes you to try to think of something malicious on purpose to think of these things. Yeah, facts. I feel that I can agree with that. Um, but it takes you to you have to actively think about ways to manipulate people, right? Um, but it's simple. It's very simple to just do the right thing. The first thought that comes to your mind is usually that gets you to do the right thing in the first place. And the second thought that you force yourself to think is a way to get out of it, right? So which two choices are you going to go with? It's really just what it is, you know? And if you keep following the other choice, that second choice where you're trying to force it, right? You end up in the company of the dead. And it's just that simple. Quicker than maybe you should have. Quicker than maybe you should have. And that's just all it is. It's not to scare you, but maybe it would. It's not to scare you, but maybe it would. Not gonna lie. But it's just letting you know. If you keep doing that, then eventually you're gonna feel out of whack. What happens when we feel out of whack? We hurt ourselves, but we're not aware of it, right? We put ourselves in a state of frenzy, of anxiety, maybe sometimes a state of fear. And this causes the simple thing that we all know of. It's diseases. These things cause diseases. It's been proven plenty of times by here, so I don't feel like I need to overly elaborate here, but you know, doing messed up stuff and then feeling bad about it afterwards causes disease. It's just that simple. So if you're not a person, and it's not me saying that you know what, if you're not a person who can handle having bad things on your conscience, right, then don't do bad things. But if you are a person who can handle bad things on your conscience, then I guess you can get away with it sometimes. I guess you get away with it sometimes. But who I'm warning is the person who absolutely knows that they cannot do bad things and not have their conscience turned into pieces. That's who I'm warning more than anything. It's a person who knows that they can't handle doing bad things. So don't do them. Because I don't want you to hurt yourself. Because only person you're hurting is yourself. If you do bad things, you can't handle do bad stuff. It's gonna be in your head all day. You're not gonna be able to focus on nothing. You're not gonna be able to focus on nothing. Eventually, that bad thing is gonna turn into a disease in your body. You're not gonna know where the disease came from, but it came from that thing you did that you felt bad about, that you harvested and you fed and you bred and you gave it life. And then it came to life in a way that you didn't like. In a way that you didn't like. in the form of a disease in some sort, right? Or an ailment, or you feeling groggy, or you feeling tired, or you not having the energy that day. That's how it came to life. That's how you can feed even things you don't want, right? So, what I'm saying is, for all the good people in the world who can't, who know they have a good conscience, you know, I know what you mean, but who know they have, a good conscience, right? And they're just a naturally sweet person. Don't go around lying, bro. Don't go around doing bad things. That's not for you. Just not for you. There are some people. They were programmed they were programmed by the world, and they're really cool with doing bad things. But eventually, they'll feel bad about it. Eventually, right? It always happens. Somebody has a midlife crisis. This is why they call it midlife crisis. You don't know what a midlife crisis is, right? A midlife crisis is pretty much all the things that were building up in your life over time that you were holding on to. It all falls on you at one time. It all falls on you one time, and you realize, what did I do with my life, right? And then you start regretting so many decisions. You start regretting so many decisions, right? And this right here is a key. That part of life, not even to avoid that part of life, but to you don't have to experience it if you don't have to. These are things you don't have to experience. These are not mandatory like checkpoints, right? These are not checkpoints that you have to experience, right? It's not like a Mario game, right? When we have to hit every flag all along the way, right? And I do agree with you, bro. You definitely, everybody, if you need help, you should definitely seek help. If you need help, you should definitely seek help, right? Not even if you need help, bro. If you want to go seek help, just seek help. Like that serious, bro. Like if you want to seek help, then just seek help. You don't have to tell nobody. You can just get help. No one's gotta know. No one's gotta know. And maybe it might be easier if you just keep it to yourself, and then just experience it just for yourself, right? If you get help in some way, and just experience it just for yourself. But I be going on tangents, I know. But all I'm saying is, I'm just trying to save you from yourself. I just want to help you save you. I just want to help save a bunch of people from themselves. You know, that's all I want to do. That's really all I want to do. That's like the main point. You're right. I have to, I gotta make sure I save as many people from themselves as possible. I want to make sure I save as many people from themselves as possible. So yeah. So yeah, you know, because this it's a world we live in, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it's an interesting world we live in, and yeah, it's an interesting world we live in, and it's kind of crazy sometimes, but then it's really not at the same time. It's really simple, but it's also complex, but it's not. Recovery, I guess. Yeah. It's just I don't know. This kind of lasted way longer than it was supposed to. I was supposed to get off the stream like 10 minutes ago. Like 10 minutes ago. But, you know, this is just what I remember my uncles and everybody looking out for me when I was growing up. It's really what it is, to be honest. Everybody, when I was growing up, they would give me all this game. They would just give me all this game. And I would just sit around and I would just listen. I would just soak up the game. I would just sit around and I would just listen. And I would just soak up the game. Right? And I never felt anything about it. I just felt like it was just good things to listen to. Like these things will probably help me in the future. That's what I would always think. I'd be like these I'd be like these old dudes is yapping at 3 a.m. It's crazy. You guys have procrastinated, bro. Oh man. But I just be in there chilling, listening. Oh, and I was with my granddad. He was talking to these old folks. They talk about their life. And all the stuff they experienced, everything they went through. And I just got the opportunity to really think to myself when I was a kid, like, do I really want to experience some of these things that people had to go through? Okay, then, like, what do I have? Like, how would I want my life to go? And how could I set myself up for success? But then I did like the same stuff I would normally do. I forget, and then I get back into like, I know I feel the same way, bro. My sleep schedule's destroyed too, so it is what it is. Um, I probably go to bed at 2 a.m. I'm hoping for 12 though. That's pretty funny. But yeah, bro, I'm just. I feel like I just got a lot of game when I was a kid. I got to sit around a bunch of people, a bunch of old dudes, or just my uncles, and just soak up a bunch of game when I was a kid. Yeah, I gotta check, bro. I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna check, bro. Not today though, but like the next time I go to the gym, I gotta check, bro. Gotta check. I think I might be 6 foot though. I think I grew. I feel like I got taller. So we'll see. I told you I'm not done growing yet, bro. Genes are something you can edit. Hey, eventually, Chad, I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna start talking about the crazy things I write down in my notes. But we're gonna have to make room for those things. There's this one thing that I was writing down recently. And I'll be up at 3 a.m. I'll be up at 3 a.m. writing notes, right? But I was writing some quantum notes now, right? And I was watching this old Asian dude talk about quantum, right? He was like breaking it down in this way, and I was like, I'm really getting this right now. So then I started taking notes on it. Facts, I know, right? And it's still growing. I'm telling you, bro. I'll be growing. I'm gonna grow until the day I die. When I'm dying, I'll be like, I grew from this. I grew from this too. It's crazy. It's crazy. Right. So the quantum, right? So I put it in this perspective. So this is the 1 year Bible stream. So this makes sense, right? That I put it in this perspective right here, right? So I put it in this, right? So yes and no, right? Yes and no is the regular digital world as we know it right now, right? So yes and no are our current options. So when you talk to God, you can put it on this kind of level, right? So the first bracket is God on the left. I'm a digital world here on the left side, God on the right side, right? So yes and no. And how this equates to God is when you talk to God and you ask God for questions, and God only gives you yes or no answers, right? So that's the current level, right? I put it in like a level tier, right? That's the current level of most people. They ask God for stuff, and what they usually are cool with accepting is a yes or no answer, right? But I'm 6'17". I was like, I'm definitely not trying to flex. Okay, buddy. But are you still gonna be growing at my age? We'll see about that. Okay, buddy. I feel like I'm an advanced human being. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I'm breaking the realm of possibility right now, but it is what it is. But we get back to it. So right, that's currently where most people live, right? It's our current interface level that we have right now. Our basic computers without AI, right? Maybe with AI, we could say maybe with AI, but our basic level computers right now are yes and no, ones and zeros, right? But the next level after that, right? We're just going to skip right and straight into the quantum space, right? We'll skip straight into the quantum space. Sorry, my wife called me. We're gonna hop right straight into this quantum space. So the next level, notes. Okay, so the next one is the quantum. The quantum, right? Quantum is greater than yes and no. It's a conversation. It's options. So quantum is more like a conversation with options, right? You don't just get a yes or no. It's not just ones and zeros, right? Quantum, you can think it from multiple different perspectives, right? So the way when I visualize that aspect coming from me, because I'm the kingdom, right? So why you looking at my card? Since I'm the kingdom, that's me being quantum. My quantum interface is me thinking from different perspectives. So when I'm thinking about having multiple different options, it's a quantum level interface, right? So it's not just yes or no. It's not just one or two options. It's multiple different options, right? It's like similar to the multiverse theory, right? So, but it's from a human standpoint, is me having multiple different aspects of different outcomes playing at one time. That's a quantum level for from a human perspective, right? And from a talking to God perspective as well. So when you talk to God, and God doesn't just say yes or no to your questions, He gives you optional answers, multiple different lanes to go into, right? That's a quantum level, quantum interface with God, quantum conversation with God, right? But now let's go one step beyond quantum, right? One step beyond quantum will be the changing occurrences. Talking with God and receiving greater than a yes or no answer, and then God allowing you to change the outcome. So that's beyond quantum. Beyond quantum is the ability to change outcomes, right? A similar feeling to having a premonition of something happening to someone and then you stopping it from happening, right? So that's beyond quantum. That's kind of it still goes into the multiversal theory at the same time, but it allows you to make tweaks and changes to it, right? So that's beyond a quantum, beyond the quantum level. I wrote this note in here. I said, I wonder if the other me's are doing okay. I wonder if the other me's are doing okay. And then I said, I sure they are. But and then beyond quantum, right? So this is directing. This is from God's perspective, right? So beyond quantum, at least two levels beyond regular quantum is where we come to directing, and this is God's perspective. So the director of the story, right? This is kind of like the simulation theory, to be honest. Irrelevant theory meant to rise the ego and knocks you out of humbleness. What's up, dude? Why you always licking my forehead for, bro? Golly. But yeah. So beyond quantum, right? Is the director, right? And that's just God. That's God's perspective. So it's further than questions and answers at that point. It's the already have. It's like a one-to-one interface with God. It's like then God kind of becomes the actual driver of the vessel. This is the director, so all things are possible from that standpoint. So that's really the superhero phenomenon. That's really the like when we meet superheroes or something crazy like that. To be completely honest, I don't think we're too far off from that though, which is the crazy thing to think about. I don't think we're too far off from that kind of reality, which is the crazy thing to actually think about, to be honest. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there, Chad. I don't know. But I talked about a simulation theory in here as well, right? I said that simulation theory, it's an irrelevant theory meant to rise the ego and knocks you out of humbleness. Irrelevant based on the facts of still being here regardless of if it's a simulation or not. Be mindful of the things that mess with the tune. Not fearful if they come, we just remember they're easily countered. God stated we are greater than these things. That would include the noise in your head. God will be ashamed to see you frail to meager words. You are greater. Yes, I am greater. We are greater. Remain humble and taking this information as pure as it is. You are greater than you know. Continue to grow. For sure. But back to simulation theory, right? Simulation theory is a crazy theory. Today is Independence Day. What's up, freak? Happy Independence Day, bro. But going back to simulation theory, the reason why I said it's like a irrelevant theory, it's just like who cares if it was a simulation or not, you know? That's why I don't really care for the simulation theory. Like, who cares if it was a simulation or not? You know, that's why I thought I guess is where it came from was because it's just something to rise the ego. It makes the ego like want to do crazy stuff, you know, or try to freak the ego out, and then it starts to try to do crazy stuff, right? Um, I feel like it's just like something to distract you, you know. I feel like it's just something to distract you with, to be completely honest. You know, and then I put in here, be mindful of the things that mess with the tune, not fearful if they come, but just remember they are easily countered. God said that we are greater than these things. That's crazy. But um yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. What do you think about this about the quantum theory that I wrote down? What do you think about the quantum beyond quantum beyond beyond quantum theory that I wrote down? I'm pretty positive we're not that far. I'm pretty positive we're not that far off. Pretty positive. But I'm not sure how far off we are from a technological perspective, but from a perspective of people, I don't think we're that far off. That's what I was trying to come up with. From the perspective of people, I don't think we're. Yeah, it would just be. That's why I feel like it's a pointless theory, even if it's true. Like, what does it do? Like, what can we do with that information? There's not much to go forward with after that, you know. So what's the point? That in that point, it's just a distraction. Because then it's just all just a simulation. So then, who cares, right? So then, who cares? We're still gonna be here regardless. So whether it was a simulation or not, it just doesn't matter, and that's why it comes off as just a distraction. To be completely honest. Not gonna lie, I want to have like these kind of conversations in like a separate stream though. This is the One Your Bible stream, and we're still streaming right now, and I need to get off. We're 30 minutes past this time window, and this is not what this stream is for. I try to keep these streams separate. I try to separate my content as much as possible, much as possible. But this theory had God in it, so that's the only reason why I brought this theory up. This theory is a theory based based in your conversations with God and your level of communication that you have with God. It's just to put your communication level with God in perspective was really all it is. So you have a regular digital interface level if you only believe God can answer your questions in yes or no formats. If you believe God can give you multiple answers, then you interface with God on a quantum level, right? If you believe God gives you multiple answers and also allows you to change the outcomes of situations, then you have a beyond quantum level interface with God. And if you believe you and God work in tandem together like all the time whatsoever, then you have a beyond quantum interface with God. And that's just really what it really is. Man, trying to figure things out like that makes my head hurt. And I'm really a smart person. I feel like it's information the average person is not even supposed to know. Maybe God is forbidding us. I don't know. I don't think so. Well, I feel like, see, I don't want to bring feelings into here, but so I'll change my word choice so I get a more clear answer out. I don't think about them that deeply. I truly don't think about them that deeply. I take them as what they are, and then I ask questions. So I take the information I get, and then I ask questions about the information that I get. You know, I don't try to understand them from my own perspective until I get more information. You know, I never try to make these out for myself because then I'll just go in circles, right? It's the gym dude. What's up, bro? It is the gym dude. It's the One Your Bible stream right now. We're kind of yapping about, the quantum world right now. But yeah, so like whenever I ask these kind of questions, I get these kind of answers, right? I always ask more questions. I never just take the first and run with the first thing I hear, right? I asked for more clarification, right? That's that, that's another thing with the whenever we do the one year Bible reads and I ask for wisdom, clarity, and discernment. I ask for clarification on things all the time, right? Because like if I use my own understanding, I don't care how smart I think I am. I feel like there's a lot of things I can't comprehend yet. So like, um, if God is giving me some information I don't understand, then I just ask for some clarification because I've tried to understand things that I had no business trying to understand at the level of mind that I was, and they never made any sense. So I learned my lessons, you know, I learned my lessons. And then over time, right? Over time, right? Your relationship with God like grows, and He's like, oh, what timeline do you think we're in? They talk about the rapture in the Bible, but hasn't happened yet, or is it in the future? Man, why is the Bible so cryptic? I feel like I'm not gonna lie, bro. Whenever I read the Bible, bro, it just comes off as such a simple thing. But there's a lot of parts that we haven't got to yet, so I'm excited for the parts we haven't got to yet. Um, but I also every time I have like a perspective that when as I'm like reading, right? And then when I'm asking for when I pray and ask for clarity, wisdom, discernment and stuff, I get like a different answer than what I was thinking while I was reading. So I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. We'll figure it out when we get there, bro. Well, it's one day at a time, bro. It's the 1 year Bible. We got we doing it for a year. You feel me? So I mean, we'll get there when we get there. We'll get there when we get there, man. I'm not gonna lie. But honestly, I'm grateful for just to actually finally have ever read, bro. Bible update, patch notes, facts, bro. When I get there in the Bible, God going, I'm gonna talk to God. I'm gonna ask Him, like, hey, humble myself. I'm gonna surrender. You feel me? And be like, clarity, wisdom, discernment. I don't get this right now. Multiplayer dreams. Oh, you never had one of those before, bro? I'm a lucid dreamer, definitely. And I know when I lucid dream, like heavy, when I'm sweating in my sleep, because I'd be moving around. I move around a lot. I talk a lot. I do a lot of crazy stuff in my dreams. This one time, crazy. Hey, this is not for the stream, bro. But this one time, I met an alternate reality version of myself in one of my dreams. And you know what happened? Well, you know what happened in that dream? Exactly what happened in my life. It made me so. it made me. You know what? That's a level of where I was with God, right? So God showed me something, but He didn't give me the opportunity to make a change, right? And what's up, Alicia? So I wasn't at beyond quantum level, right? I was just at the quantum level. If we just want to bring it back to our notes we talked about earlier, right? He showed me an outcome, but He didn't allow me to change the outcome. So I was not at a beyond quantum level conversation with God yet, right? But I was at a quantum because He showed me a different aspect, another reality of my life, right? And then I was trying to like change it, but I couldn't. And what I failed to do, and then I failed to do the same thing several times, right? I have several stories throughout my life where I had a premonition of some sort about something happening, and I knew exactly what was going to happen, and I would try to change the outcomes. But the one piece where I always would fail, right, is I would never re-talk to God about the situation. Maybe I would have leveled up, right, if I would have not tried to go under my own ability from that point forward. I would get the information or the current events that are going to happen, right? A lot of times they were happening like dreams, or sometimes I'll just be sitting on the couch, just like kind of like That's So Raven sometimes. That's what's so crazy about That's So Raven, right? But it kind of felt like That's So Raven sometimes, where like I would stare off into space, and then I would see something, and then I would come back, and then I'll be like, oh dang, I know something's about to happen, and then the thing that I saw that happened, And I'd be like, oh, bro, but I always wish I could change those things, right? Um, and maybe if I would have went back to talk to God about those things that happened, instead of trying to use my own ability, which I obviously didn't know how to use, I don't know how to comprehend it, you know, maybe it would have been changed to work out more in my favor if I didn't like the outcome I saw. That's what I should have done, to be honest, to be completely honest about that. I should have did that instead of what I actually did, which was try to force an outcome to happen when I don't even know how to use the ability. You know? How would I have ever changed those outcomes? What's up, Alicia? How would I have ever changed those outcomes if I don't even know how to use my abilities yet? Just thinking about that right now, didn't even make sense of why I thought I was gonna be able to do that. Hey, what's up, bro? What's your thought? It doesn't even make sense. Why would I think I would be able to do that if I'd never had? And this is my, if I had never done it before, bro. Why would I not ask for help? That's just kind of stubborn, huh? That's kind of stubborn, actually. That is kind of stubborn, actually, though. Dang, that's crazy. Well, maybe, well, nowadays, I do pray. I pray a lot, actually. I pray a lot, actually. Like when I like having these conversations. Sometimes things just kind of click. Like, something just clicked in my mind. I mean, you could see it like that. Technically, that could be true. I'm not gonna say whether it is or not, but technically, that could be true. It is technically prideful behavior. That's kind of crazy, though. That was a crazy reach. But technically, I'm not gonna lie, you reach for the clouds right there, my boy. But technically, I guess that could be true. Technically, that was crazy. That's a crazy reach. Sorry, text my wife. Sorry, I had to text my wife back. Oh yeah, that's a crazy reach though. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man, but I feel like something just clicked in my mind. I love having these conversations, chat. I'm not gonna lie. I love having these conversations, chat. I feel like something just clicked in my mind. Makes sense. I'm definitely on the right track. You're rage baiting me. I know what you mean. This is like rage bait though. You're like, this is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This is like kind of funny, but like but I'm not supposed to laugh at stuff like this, bro. Like you're holding me. This is crazy. But I know. I feel you. I know. This is just you're just fly balls, boy. You got the pitcher mat out right now. You catching fly balls, boy. It's crazy. And that's a crazy analogy after the actual topic you're talking about right now. It's crazy, actually. I don't have any problem with anybody. I really don't. I really truly don't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, the first point that you gave about the pride thing that holds some weight, right? I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of accurate a little bit. Um, it would more so go under like defiance more than anything. Um, but it's more so to categorize, more like defiance to because they want to be themselves type stuff. You feel me? Um, and we live in a really confusing world. Um, and yeah, we live in a really confusing world that makes a lot of things happen. Um, it's cool. We live in a confusing world that makes a lot of things happen, and there are so many different anomalies in the world that happen just from small little occurrences. I said absolutely nothing in that sentence. I need to go back to PR training school, right now. I need to get back in my PR training school right now. Hey, chat, we gotta do PR classes, okay? We gotta do PR classes, all right? I laugh at things I shouldn't laugh at all the time. I gotta go to PR school. I just think everything's funny, bro. I really just like telling jokes, and I don't take anything seriously for real. Not gonna lie. Man, who owns the fence? God or the devil? Because they always say that you can't be in the middle. Hey, I ain't in the middle of nowhere. I'm on God's side. God told me to love my neighbor. So regardless, my neighbors, I don't like all my neighbors. I'm gonna keep it hot with you. But God told me I gotta love all my neighbors. So I don't gotta like you. I just gotta love you. And the only reason I'm gonna show my love by being nice to you, you know, and being cordial. But that don't mean I gotta like you. You feel me? That don't mean I gotta like everybody. You feel me? That don't mean everybody gotta be my friend, because you're not. I don't trust some of you. You feel me? But God said I gotta love you, so that's what I'm gonna do. I ain't on no fence. I'm on God's side. Ain't no middle. I ain't in no middle ground. I ain't trying to play both sides. I don't gotta talk about you. I don't gotta think about you. You ain't gotta be in my presence. All I gotta do is to show some love to you. So I always hope. You feel me? I always hope the best for whoever it is that I'm talking to or talking about. You feel me? Because that's how I'm showing my love to you. So I hope for the best. I don't know when I ain't got nothing to do with it. They got nothing to do with me. I don't know how they think. We ain't got the same mind. We ain't got the same mind. I don't know how they think. That's not me, bro. I can't do nothing about that. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mind my business. Cause I ain't gotta like you. All I gotta do is love you. And my love is always praying for the best for whoever it is. I tell jokes and stuff all the time, but I hope for the best for everybody, So it is what it is. Because if I hope for the best for everybody, then hopefully we get the best world possible. And I want to have kids. You feel me? So I want the best possible things to happen, obviously. And that just is what it is. I don't care about none of this stuff. None of this stuff mean nothing. It's fake. It's all fake. It's all people that want me to care about stuff that I don't care about. I don't care about none of it. I don't care about none of it. I'm just gonna keep out with you. I don't care about none of it. I don't care about none of it. I don't mind, and that don't mean I won't help. I don't mind helping, but don't try to pretend. I'm not gonna pretend that I care. In stream, you get too caught up in your conversations. You have a personal life. Hey, listen. This ain't got nothing to do with none of this. I ain't gonna lie. So none of my personal life people watch my channel, because I ain't told nobody about this channel. This is between me and y'all. Me and all the people I know on the internet. Now I know all y'all on the internet. I don't care about none of this. I care enough to wish the best for you, and that's about as much as I care. That's what I care about. I care enough to wish the best for you. And that's what God told me to do. Hopefully my kids are better than me. And That's it. I hope my kids are better than me. I hope my kids, well, they gonna have their mom genes in them, so they really gonna truly. I really care about people a lot. Honestly, truthfully, I truly do wish the best for folks. Truthfully, honestly, truthfully, but I'm not the kind of person that likes to be bothered with people. Not gonna lie. But my sweet little baby, my wife, she don't mind being bothered with people. So I hope my kids they get a mixture of us both, you know. So I hope they're better than me. I hope they're better than me. Yep. See, you got distracted. Yep. Just wasted 30 minutes of your life. My fault, bro. I do hope, truly do hope my kids they get that wanting to save the world thing for my wife. I want to educate the world. I don't know about saving it. Hopefully, if if I educate and you were receptive to it, and you stop and people stop being douchebags to each other, that's what I hope for. But yeah, saving the world something else though. I don't know if I'm gonna do it in my lifetime. I don't know if I want to be bothered with that my whole life. I don't know if I want to be bothered with that my whole life. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, I feel like I would. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I would love going across the world and saving like places. Also, bro, I'm gonna put my son on some romance animes. It's crazy. Oh man, that's mad funny. Romance animes, boy. I'm not putting my son on no romance animes. Every romance anime, the dude is a wimp in some way or form, and he can't stand up for himself, and I can't stand that trope. It's so annoying to me. I can never I could never project myself into these anime like I used to when I was younger. Back when I was younger, bro, I could project myself into Naruto, right, and be Naruto, wanting to be the Hokage one day, right, or I could project myself into being Goku, right, because he's always leveling up. He's a good dude. He's nice to everybody. He respects the people he beat up. Even while he beating up, he's still showing them respect. He's like, yo, I ain't gotta beat you up too bad, bro. I don't want to beat you up that bad. Come on, bro. That's how I feel. I don't want to beat you up that bad, bro. I'm gonna beat you up, but I don't want to hurt you too much, bro. I just want you to leave me alone and stop messing with my folks. Come on, bro. That's it. That's why I'm here. I don't want to beat you up crazy. I'm like too soft for that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to actually hurt you for real, right? And that's how I can self-project into Goku. I could never really project myself into Vegeta because, like, he just really a douchebag for real. I'm not gonna lie. He just like coming up trying to destroy stuff. I'm not. That's not me, bro. And like when I see all these people that project themselves into Vegeta nowadays, I'm like, but Vegeta was a hoe back in the days, bro. What are you talking about? Come on, bro. I'm still Goku to this day. Watch Naruto, One Piece. I'm gonna make him finish both. I might as well add Boruto. That's crazy. Boruto's crazy. I think Boruto's pretty good though. I think you should make him watch Boruto. It's like the next thing following Naruto. It's like the next generation type stuff. And he can be OP. And he can be a good dude who's looking out for his folks. And I can self-project into a good dude who's looking out for his folks. Because that's what I vibe with. That's what I vibe with. And then even if it's not your folks, if it, like friends, family, or people, or just strangers, sometimes I can vibe with that. I can self-project onto that, right? But I do not like a lot of this new anime because the main character is a wimp. He don't look out for nobody. He too scared to do anything, and I just don't like it. I just don't like it. It's annoying. It's super annoying. That's why I don't watch as much anime as I used to. Because a lot of these main protagonists, it's just not it. A lot of these main protagonists in these stories, they making all these dudes look like wimps, and I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. I can't watch it. It's annoying. I can't watch it. It's so annoying. And I miss watching anime, bro. I really do miss watching anime, but I just don't like it. And it's crazy. I'm wearing this Evangelion shirt, and this main character dude here, the little kid in there, he's a wimp. But he at least has character growth. At least he has character growth. We all not gonna start out the toughest guys in the world. I wasn't the toughest guy in the world, but we get character growth, bro. Oh yeah, One Punch Man for sure. I messed with Saitama, bro. I literally did the whole. I did for 4 months. For 4 months, I sat in the house with no AC, and I worked out crazy as as an inspiration from One Punch Man, bro. so, I buy One Punch Man, bro. I buy One Punch Man. I like people who break their limits. I like people who are willing to um, not just say that they're willing to, um, go and do it, but are going to go and do it. You know, that's what I like. So yeah, if I'm gonna watch a show and that's the main protagonist of the show or something, that's what I'm watching, bro. I'm watching something like that. Because you are what you eat, and you may not think TV shows and stuff that you watching on your phone or whatever are things that you're eating, but you eat that too. You are what you eat. So I'm gonna watch the things that align with my nature. That's what I'm gonna watch. And just this new age of anime just not align with my nature. So I just don't watch it. Just like I don't watch reality TV, it does not align with my nature. Hey, you can watch it if you want to. I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But it don't align with me, so I don't watch it. In fact, just a chill guy walking around, one punching folks. That's it. It's a chill guy. He not overly aggressive. He not all in your face. He a chill dude who likes to vibe out, plays video games. He's super sorry at video games. I can vibe with that sometimes. Not gonna lie. He's a normal dude who just so happened to push himself to an outrageous level, and that's it. He's a normal dude who pushed himself, and that's it. And I like that. Everybody's a normal person, and you either decide to push yourself or you don't. I like that stuff, bro. That's real. That's real life, and I mess with that. Whoa. But yeah, I don't. But these other intentionally sorry main characters, because I feel like it's intentional. I definitely feel like it's intentional. I definitely feel like it's intentional. Like those main characters are super sorry like that nowadays. And they don't have no backbones or like real character progression or stuff like that. You know, I feel like it's intentional. But I don't care if it's intentional or not. I'm not gonna watch it. So who cares? Facts, facts, facts. He really did though. It's honestly a really well-paced anime that makes the premise of the anime not get boring, which is pretty cool. Because the whole premise of the anime is he's so strong, nobody can beat him. And there are a bunch of other anime out there right now that's their same premise, but they're not as good. They're not as good, so I would not watch them as much, and they're definitely not as funny. So, um, yeah, I feel like One Punch Man they really did well with the pacing, and with the whole show. To be honest, I really like One Punch Man is one of my top anime. But I'm really gonna go though. It's about to be 10 o'clock. We've been up here for over an hour. An hour and 19 minutes is crazy. I did not mean to do this. But I got sidetracked. I really wanted to spend more time streaming anyways. I feel like we haven't really spent much time recently, just been One Year Baba Reads. I just had to been resting myself. But I felt like we ain't really hung out like that. So I wanted to spend a little more time today. And here we go. And I'm not gonna lie, we're out. Also, here soon in the near future, I'm gonna plug my TikTok on the YouTube channel. I'm not gonna lie. Chainsaw Man, I have not seen that one. I have not seen it. I heard good things. I heard good things about it, but I have not seen it. I seen episode 1 when Denji first meets a chainsaw baby, but then I never watched anything else. I literally forgot about it. I'm not gonna lie. It's weird in a funny way. I love it. It's probably good then. As long as he's not a wimp and super sorry, I don't care. Oh, then I'll probably watch. If he has his own quirks, but he has progression, he levels up eventually, takes control of his life and goes forward, then yeah, I'll watch that. But if he's not doing that, I ain't launching that. I was about to say something. I forgot what it was. I think I was wrapping up the stream. I don't remember what I was saying though. Something about coming up here and spending time. We're gonna limit the score, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad you woke up today, baby. Thank you for your presence as always, and gets motivated by women assets. I know what you're talking about. I watch anime too. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Not in the one your Baba streams, bro. See, we have to do anime. We have to do anime yaps. We have to do anime yap sessions on the channel, bro. We actually have to do anime yaps. Not gonna lie. We have to do anime yaps on the channel, bro. Actually. No, what am I doing tomorrow night? I'm working with my homie on some stuff tomorrow. Where did the energy come from? I don't know. That's pretty funny, but I'm just saying we have to do anime yaps on the channel for sure. We definitely have to do anime yaps on the channel, bro. For sure. I'm thinking about how it's going. I'm like planning it out in my head how we're gonna do it. So I like, you know, I don't consider it daydreaming, right? But like in my mind, bro, before I do stuff, I always like play it out first, right? Like the different like possibilities, right? I like play out the possibilities, and then I choose the one that I want to do, and then I go forward and do stuff, right? So whenever I doze out right here and you see me looking away, that's what I'm doing. I just want you to know. I just want you to know. You know, that's it. But hey, I appreciate your presence as always. It was for a minute, a millisecond, or a second. Or been with me for a while now. I truly appreciate it. Your presence is the most valuable thing you can give me. And I hope you have a great rest of the night because I'm having a great rest of mine. Peace. Hey, bro, do your homework. Bro, do your homework. Good night, bro.